So welcome back to another North Carolina Mountain Adventures. In this video that you're about to watch, I just wanted to throw a few things in here. One, I want to welcome all my new subscribers as well as the ones that have stayed by me. I know I haven't posted a lot of videos, but I'm working on something for next month. And there's going to be hopefully a lot of videos posted. So anyway, I had a subscriber reach out to me that he lived probably about an hour and 20 minutes from me down in, I believe it's Roman, North Carolina. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, his name is Bennett Greenberg. I've posted a couple of videos. He's let me shoot a couple of his guns. And in this video, what this video is just kind of him telling about himself and what he has to offer. If you're ever out this way, we have the Smoky Mountain National Park that's less than 35 minutes from me. So if you ever come out this way to check out the beaches or to visit Smoky Mountain National Park, I would highly suggest, if you want to do some training, to get in touch with this gentleman. He has trained every single sheriff's deputy in Transylvania County here in North Carolina. He's NRA certified trainer. He is state certified to train concealed handgun courses, as well as he offers a lot of other things. In this video, we're going to hear him talk a little bit, and he's going to give us a tour of all the targets he has and how he plays these into his training. So I hope y'all will stay tuned and watch the video all the way through the end. And probably one of my next videos, because this one I'm not going to get messy in, I'm going to make it up to you. I've got something in store that's probably going to leave me stained and messy for probably 4 or 5 days after the video. So it should be a fun one. But anyway, let's get into it. Let me introduce you to Mr. Greenberg and let him tell you what he has to offer.
Well, my name's Bennett Greenberg. I'm a firearms instructor. Been a firearms instructor since 1982, so I've been doing this for quite a while. Moved up to North Carolina 15 years ago and love being in God's country. I teach defensive firearms shooting. I train people for concealed carry for North Carolina and how to properly defend themselves. And in my range, we have as realistic training as we can have with steel targets, rubber targets, moving targets. You can shoot while moving. We do paintball, rubber bullets, anything and everything, handgun, rifle, shotgun. So we try and keep it real.
That's awesome. So what got you into it?
Summer camp.
Summer camp.
Summer camp. 12 years old, went to summer camp. They said, here's a rifle, shoot the target. And I was hooked. That's all it took.
That's awesome. So how did you come across my channel? And what video sticks out the most that grabbed your attention?
Oh, I don't remember. I go through YouTube and I get down that rabbit hole and I find all sorts of things. So how I came across you is probably just a random link. And it was probably a picture that's like, that looks interesting. So, but once I hit the first video, I had to have more. And then I had to have more. And when it's time to get dirty, you get more dirty than anybody else on YouTube.
Yeah, we kind of got into that habit.
And those are the videos that got me hooked, and I couldn't stop watching.
Well, that's awesome. So we'll do a tour of your range so people can see what you got. And then, as I said, he's got a rifle that I've never shot. The biggest thing I've ever shot was a .338 Lapua. But he's got one that I may be a little scared of the recoil because we're going to remove the muzzle brake from it so I can get the full force of the recoil. And what gun is that?
That's a 375 H&H, which is a real elephant gun.
Should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. As well, those aluminum milling blocks that I've shot with the .338 Lapua, the 30-06, the 308, and 458 SOCOM, The only one, if I recall right, the only one that actually made it all the way through was the 338 Lapua. So I'll be curious to see what that 375 does to those milling blocks. So let me grab my camera and we'll take a tour. Okay, so we got some steel targets.
So this is steel range number 1. This is a range where the shooter can move. So we start at one end of the bench and you get to walk down to the other end of the bench, turn around and walk back to the other end of the bench again. There are letters that are on the bench. The letters are in different colors. So you may be told to go to position E echo, so you have to stand here. Then you have to shoot the target that's E echo, which is over there, which is blocked by this target, so you can't hit the good guy, you have to be able to hit the bad guy.
Nice.
You may have to shoot the green targets, or the white targets, or the orange targets, or whatever they may be. You may have to shoot from behind cover. You may have to shoot while moving. So you can't see all of the targets from every position, so you may have to move to a different position in order to see the target and get a clean shot. And this is a 180-degree range, so you may have to turn around to engage the other targets that we have behind you, because people will sneak up on your 6, and so we have targets behind you as well. So not only do you get to shoot what's in front of you, but engage what's behind you, as well as using the whole board, using cover and concealment as well.
Could see how that would really help with proficiency as well as confidence.
And you have to think when you're shooting and recognize your target. So it's target identification.
That's awesome. Okay.
We've got plate racks. So they are uneven plate racks. So it's not just shooting straight across. So it's different heights and different distances.
And different angles too, because I see it drops down.
We have dueling trees. We have the challenge tree, which is a plate on either side. Whoever hits the plate first knocks it over. So it's not necessarily who shoots first. It's not even necessarily who hits first. It's who hits the target the best first.
And see, there was a wise old sheriff one time. He said, "Fast is final, accuracy is final. You must learn to be slow fast."
Yep.
Do you know who said that?
Wyatt Earp.
That is correct. He is one that I look up to.
So, and if you're shooting a 22, we've got that green target over there with the yellow target behind it. You have to shoot a 22 caliber bullet through a 1/2 inch diameter hole in order to hit the target.
Yeah, I can see how that would really help with accuracy for sure.
And if you don't get a clean shot through the hole, it doesn't count because it won't hit the yellow plate and make it swing around.
Seems like a fun thing to be trying out and doing.
So over here, we have these steel targets that are part of the steel range behind us, and then we have the different faces. There are 2 different faces that we have painted on there. So you have to do facial recognition. I will hold up a face. You have to shoot only those faces.
Very interesting.
So it's not just shoot everybody.
Right.
In addition to that, there are electronics that go onto all of those faces. So it's Bluetooth controlled, and there are flags that will pop up behind the heads. So when the flag pops up behind the head, that's the one that you have to shoot. There are 6 heads, 3 flags at a time. The electronics will measure your reaction time, your split times, all that sort of stuff. You may have 3 seconds to shoot 3 targets. You may have 10 seconds to shoot 3 targets. All depends on how mean I want to be at the time.
Sounds challenging.
So it's loads of fun. Just don't hit the flags.
Don't hit the flags.
Don't hit the flags.
Now see, we got some mannequins.
This is the rubber range. So most of the targets here are rubber targets. Sometimes they're good guys, sometimes they're bad guys. So you have to, it depends on the scenario as to whether they're shoot or no shoot targets. We also have Bob over here. And
What about poor Bob?
Bob is not a shooting target. Bob is a punching target. So you get to punch Bob, get your adrenaline going, and then you get to handle your gun and shoot at the targets while your heart is racing and you're trying to breathe and do all the stuff that you have to do. And
So training under duress.
right. And unlike when you're training in a gym and you're just punching Bob, Bob fights back here.
Uh-oh. How's that?
You have to try it to find out.
Well, that'll be exciting to try.
That will be the surprise.
So I noticed back here in the back, you got a couple of, what would I say, that Joe Biden fans with the mask?
Yep.
They got to be bad guys.
Yep. So
Got some little smaller targets back here too.
we have different courses depending upon the skill level of the shooter. Notice all the blue drums have numbers on them,
Yes, sir.
and they have colors on them. So one of the courses, you have to start at drum number 1, then you run over to drum number 2, then you run over to drum number 3, and so forth and so on. So you have to go from drum to drum and engage the color target that is on the drum. So
5 would be red.
5 is red. There are 2 red targets here.
And do you have to shoot around the dummy?
Yeah, I can't shoot through them.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, Bruce Willis does occasionally, so just making sure.
we're shooting around. There are 4 red targets there. And then there is 1 red target over there. And if you come stand behind this drum over here, she's in the way, ain't she?
Yes, sir, she
So-
would be. That would be a precision shot.
You
for
have to
sure.
stand behind the drum, but you can lean out to hit that target.
That's cool. So I'm going to be looking forward to taking some classes with you.
Then to make it harder, I borrowed this from instructor 0, so you stay over there and I'm going to come to you. So now we have a bad guy target on here. He's moving around and you cannot shoot anybody else. You have to only shoot the bad guy without shooting through him and hitting any of the innocent bystanders. And he could charge at you. He can run away from you. He can run to the side and then charge at you. So you don't have to stand still, you get to move. And while you're moving, he's moving. He can come around and you have to get away from him and shoot him. So we try and keep it real.
That is definitely going to be important to have target acquisition for something like that, because if you can't lock onto the target and know what's behind you, innocent people would die.
Got to know what's beyond your target. Safety rule number 4.
Yes, sir.
Then we have our moving targets. So we've got a zip line that goes around here. You get to stand here and motor gets attached to this. Thanks to our zip line targets. And this target here will come running at you. That target there will go across while that target there runs away, and then it goes in reverse. So we've got 3 moving targets. We've got innocent bystanders that you cannot shoot while the target is moving in between them. And if you're really good, from the holster, 3 targets, 4 seconds. Fun, fun, fun.
Sounds impressive to me. I'd learn to love, so I'm looking forward to taking classes. And
So
if you allow me to film, we'll throw them up on the channel too and let everybody see the improvement.
Yep, absolutely. So this is where the rubber hits the road.
Sounds like a fun course.
And we've got little targets all over the place like this one. So this is our 60-yard target. You got to hit this with a 22. So this is only a 1/4 inch in diameter. And you're trying to hit this with a 22 from 60 yards out.
Definitely going to work on precision.
We come up here. So the blue targets and multicolor targets are our moving targets.
So these are some that I saw on Facebook, and I am going to leave a link to his Facebook page down in the description below. So I've seen the single Texas Star, but I was watching these and it was really interesting watching them try to pick off the color as they all were moving around. So
yep. All of these can be shot at different levels. So for a beginner, we make it really easy, and as you get more and more advanced, we make it harder and harder. We set up barricades, so it forces you to shoot things when normally you would not want to shoot those things, because that just makes it harder. If you start at the top of the target, it doesn't move around a lot.
right.
Well, I force you to shoot at the bottom of the target first. That makes everything move a whole lot more, makes it more challenging. So that's the way that these courses can be designed. All depends on the skill level of the shooter. We also have the orange targets, the orange steel silhouettes that are up in the woods. And again, it's a 180-degree course. So you are moving through the woods with a rifle, shotgun, handgun, whatever you want. And as you move through the woods, I will call out a target. For example, that one there has a green dot on the head. So I will say green. You must engage all of the targets with a green dot. So there's one over there and there's one down there. So
oh yeah, hiding down there.
Bang, spin around, bang, you have to get them both. Might be a red dot, might be a blue dot. I just painted everybody so we don't have dots on all of the targets right now. I have to drag myself up into the woods to put dots on everybody.
Yeah, you got some targets on up in there a little bit.
Yep.
There's looks like green and orange half and half way back up in there.
That's for our rifle targets. That's from the bench, which is back there. So our rifle targets, we go out to 150 yards. And the one that's at 150 yards, it's not, well, there's the target. It's, where's the target?
Right. I can see very faintly some way back up there on the hill that they're not very big.
Nope. And they're bright colors. They're day glow, the paint that they use to mark parking spaces.
Right, right.
That's what I use to paint these targets. So they're pink, yellow, green, orange, day glow colors, and you still can't see them.
Nope, I'm standing here and I've scanned that hillside back there 3 times and I just noticed 2 specific targets back there. So,
and then we've got, you see the face that's been obliterated on that post over there.
yes, sir.
You cannot see maybe an ear. That's all you can see, because that tree is blocking that face from the bench.
From the bench.
But if you know what to look for, you know where it is, then you shoot it.
Right. So, very interesting range. What's in the very back there?
That's our shoot house.
Shoot house.
Nobody plays for free. You have to go through the tire course. And the tire course at this time of year is a little bit harder because it's overgrown. So you can't see the tires. And that's on purpose. If you could see it, it makes it easy. Well, nobody wants to be easy.
Right.
So you have to run through the tire course that you cannot see. Then, after you get through the tire course, you continue on. And you come to position number 1. If you stay here, so from here, you have to hit this steel target without hitting the good guy target or the hostage target. And this guy can be more over, he can be out of the way, we can remove him. So when you come through here, you may know where these guys are, but you won't know where or how many of these guys there are. If you hit him here, oh, he didn't go down. So you got to hit him here. Well, he almost went down, so you got to pound him a couple of times to make him fall down. It is adjustable by caliber, so if you're out here with a 9, I can make him fall down with a single shot from a 9, or maybe 3 or 4 shots from a 9, as where a 45 will knock him clean over with 1 shot. After you knock him down, that gives you the ability to see this guy, then you shoot him without hitting the good guy. So I can make it easy, I can make it hard. You hit him, then you come over to station number 2. And by the way, this is all timed, so gotta be quick. So once you're behind station number 2, you've got the head in the back, you've got 2 knockdowns and another headshot. So we go from 2 targets to 4 targets.
Some of those are pretty tight in there too, man.
No, that's loose right now.
Oh, I'm probably going to kill some innocent people
So
when I first start
you shoot-
practicing.
When you shoot an innocent, we know when you shoot an innocent. There's proof that you shot an innocent.
They're reactive. No saying you didn't.
Now
have.
shoot him.
Man,
A little bit harder.
that's some narrow windows there.
That's some narrow windows.
And that's only number 2.
Then you run over here and stand on top of the board.
On top of the board.
On top of the board, a little wobbly.
Hey, we all know I hurt myself, so. Oh, yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah.
See if I can get my balance and stabilize the camera.
Shoot that head. Knock him down. Knock him down. Knock him down. Shoot the head over there. Shoot the monkey that's behind, not the monkey in front.
Right.
Then shoot the stop plate.
Oh, while standing on
All
the
standing
board.
on the wobble board. Then you're done. So it's 2 targets, 4 targets, 6 targets in the stop plate.
So that's what you're standing on. 2 tires, board. Trust me, it's pretty wobbly. And you got to focus and be able to hit your targets.
Without
Very
hitting the
interesting.
bystanders.
And you got to focus.
And you got to be able to take the recoil while the gun's shooting.
So don't be putting no 500 Smith & Wesson in your hand trying to do that. Probably not a good combination.
Probably not a good combination.
So all the targets up on the hill back there are for the rifle?
Those are all for rifle. This is 100 yards, and it goes all the way back to $1.50.
That's awesome.
All different sizes.
You don't get much better. You don't get a much better backstop than Mother Earth herself.
Yep. And then if you come on up here, that big T over there, that holds our electronic turners. That's from Challenge Targets. So paper targets go on there. They're edged. So you see, you don't know what's on the target. It can turn 2 good guys. It can turn 2 bad guys. A good guy and a bad guy. A bad guy and a good guy. And they flip and they turn, and it's either controlled by me or by a computer, all random. So I can set it to draw from the holster. That gives you a 2-second or a 3-second window, or I can give you a 1-second window where you got to draw, make a decision, and shoot. And it could be turn, and there's 2 bad guys, And by the time you decide to shoot, they've turned and now they are two good guys because they've dropped their guns and now you're shooting at the good guys because you decided I'm going to shoot and it's too late to change your mind.
Well, that's going to be the challenge for me, because I hate being rushed at anything I do and having to make split-second decisions, which is real life scenario positions that you can find yourself in. I think that's going to be a real big benefit to helping me.
So a lot of things we do here, we run with a shot timer because it puts added pressure.
Yes, sir.
There are some things that we do that, well, real life, take your time.
Right.
So you don't clear a house unless you're doing dynamic clearing. You go slow. So you pie the room, you do everything you're supposed to do slow and easy so that you don't get dead. So some things get timed and some things don't.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm so thankful that you reach out to me and we get this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to taking some lessons with you, and I'm not looking forward to breaking my shoulder, but we're going to find out, ain't we?
Yes, we will.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, I guess I'm going to set up and take my first go at an elephant rifle. Who knows, maybe it's addictive and maybe it makes me want to try out the 416 Rigby, the 500 nitro, 700 nitro. I don't think I want that stupid gun Scott's got. I don't want nothing to do with that 4-bore. That's just more than what any man needs. So let's go shoot this elephant rifle. So this here is what we're going to shoot. Again, I've never shot a rifle this big, so as you can see, I had the muzzle brake removed so I can feel the full recoil. So here we go. That wasn't that bad.
That one's still recording.
So this is what we're going to shoot. We're all familiar with the aluminum milling blocks. Just as a comparison, there's that 375 H&H projectile. Be curious to see how many it goes through. Okay, here we go. See if I can hit those milling blocks. See that sucker flip?
Hold and then it'll turn off.
Okay.
So here's the milling blocks. So even though that's an elephant gun, it did go through one, but that's it. Want to see something even cooler? There's the jacket from the projectile stuck in the milling block. It shed the jacket. That's the exit. That's the entry. And it warped that milling block. That milling block is curved now.
Yeah, it is.
That's a cool souvenir. Well, as always, eyes open, no fear, have fun out there.